Today we're here to interview Joan about her work with Professor Asplund. So maybe Joan, you want to introduce yourself briefly?
I'm Joan. I currently work under Professor Asplund's lab, the Yale-NUS Cognition and Attention Lab, and I've been there since November.
Okay, so what made you first want to work with Professor Asplund?
It was mainly my interest in the cognitive science and neuroscience field. I have never worked or taken up psychology before, and I thought that it was incredibly interesting, and so I wanted to be exposed to it so that I kind of would get to know what it would actually feel like, so that I could determine whether or not I actually wanted psychology.
So how long do you work? About average a week?
So it's 5 hours a week on average. Usually, so sometimes you can have more hours depending on the number of subjects that we're testing on, and then sometimes you can have less if it's a very busy week.
So what do you normally do when you're working with Professor?
So it's really divided into two parts. The first part is testing human subjects for behavior, cognition, and attention patterns. And then the second part is analyzing the data through R and MATLAB softwares.
I see. So what do you enjoy the most from working?
That's a difficult question. I think for the most part it has been very challenging, just trying to learn how to do things, learn how to ask questions, and try to get used to the kind of analysis that cognitive science actually entails. But the fun part is really feeling getting the feel or experience of what it could be like being a psychologist or being within the field. I remember it was so fun because we had to do this ethical research training, and you kind of felt like it was so legitimate. Wow, I'm actually doing something now. So that's why it was pretty cool. So that's pretty cool. And the other fun part is being able to see the data coming up the screen and then just going through it with the rest of my research teammates. Yeah.
How have you managed to balance both the work with Professor Asplund and the rest of your schoolwork?
It hasn't been easy, especially whenever Professor Asplund starts giving us literature to read, and that's when we have to learn completely new terminologies and vocabulary. But it's really just a matter of setting aside time, knowing, so every day you set aside a few hours to dedicate to the research, and then the rest of the time you can focus on the schoolwork. So for as long as you keep to those time blocks, I think it should be okay.
Alright, okay, I think that's all for today. So thank you for joining us.
Sure. Bye.